Welcome back to Bassel. We have more Power Rangers Beast Morphers to discuss. We actually got a sneak peek for episode 3 of Beast Morphers, which is airing on Saturday, of course. And actually, we've been getting sneak peeks for each individual episode every Wednesday, let's say around 10:30, something like that. That's what I've been noticing. They've done that for the past 3 episodes on Power Rangers official YouTube channel. I have the link in the description for you guys if you're not subscribed already. But just keep an eye out for that. So I'm a little bit late covering this now, but I'm going to go ahead and get into the episode sneak peek and the synopsis for this episode. We also should be getting another sneak peek on Friday. They usually release a second one on Friday as well. Now, the past 2 Fridays, I've covered that sneak peek, but I really doubt I'm going to do it this week and probably moving forward because it's the day before the episode premieres. I know I said that the past 2 times, but the only reason that I covered those sneak peeks those individual times was because there was other things to talk about as well, so I just included it in another video. But let's go ahead and get into the synopsis for episode 3. Episode 3 is titled End of the Road, and the synopsis is Zoe tries to convince the citizens of Coral Harbor to use Morph-X-powered bikes instead of cars, but Blaze uses this opportunity to execute an evil plan. So kind of bland, nothing too crazy, and from the sneak peek we can obviously tell that this is the case. And what I do really like about the synopsis, and potentially the episode, it really depends on how the episode itself goes, is that this seems to be a Zoe-focused episode. So we're going right in, to specific Ranger-focused episodes. And Zoe is one of those characters that I really want to know more about. We kind of got bare bones in the first 2 episodes, but hey, it makes sense. It was the introduction of these characters, and another thing that I find interesting is that she actually mentioned in the first episode that she had these ambitions that she thought that people should be using. I think she even just said, Morph-X powered bicycles. I mean, it was plain and simple. She said that in the first episode, and it's going to lead up into this episode where she's actually, since she has the title of Power Ranger now, can actually get these things, going into motion, because she was just working laundry previously, but now that she's a Power Ranger, she can actually have influence over what people do. She's kind of a public figure, if you know what I mean, and she is much more higher up in Grid Battle Force, which is great. She's using that to her advantage. She wants to do good, and now that she's a Power Ranger, is actually going to go ahead and do these things that she said she was going to do, which is great. Getting into the sneak peek, it starts off with Blaze trying to morph. Unfortunately, and I really do mean unfortunately because I love the evil Ranger, he can't morph because he doesn't have enough Morph-X, but he needs to kind of flee the Rangers since he can't power up, so he grabs one of those Morph-X powered bicycles and just kind of zooms off, and the Rangers follow after him on these bicycles as well. And there's just about a minute of chasing, which was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And it ends off with the Rangers going into this warehouse of sorts and being fired at by somebody. We really don't know who. I'm guessing probably Roxy or maybe the villain of the week, or possibly Tronics. Overall, I mean, this action scene was really cool, but the thing is I kind of wish they'd go a little bit more crazy with these action scenes, or dare I even say it, throw in some Sentai footage. I mean, this is, once again, American footage, which is great. We're seeing a ton of that. I love that, and I can't believe I'm even saying this. But, in Sentai, they get a little more crazy with the fight scenes and the special effects and everything. First episode, everything was contained into that one lab area when it comes to the Rangers fighting, and then the second episode, it was, original footage, except for probably the Zord battles almost for sure, and once again, it felt a little contained, it was just that one little area, and with Sentai, they do a much better job, I think. I can't believe I'm saying that, but really, they kind of do when it comes to overall action, and we did this again. They're on bicycles, which is weird because they're Power Rangers, and I feel like I shouldn't have a problem with it. It's just, it's a little weird. I'm just not a huge fan that they were on bicycles, but the thing is, I loved the chase. I mean, I don't know really how I feel about it. It was cool because I really enjoyed the chase. It just feels weird because they're Power Rangers, and they haven't done anything insane yet, except for the Zord battles, which, once again, was really cool. But overall, I'm happy with it. And like I said, I enjoyed the chase scene. It's just the way it was done was a little weird. But, I mean, you want original footage. You need original footage in Power Rangers. Because with Sentai footage, you kind of have to work in a conversation to the already pre-existing fight scenes, so the writers don't have creative control over what the Rangers do in that scene. They only have control over what they say. If you have more original footage, the writers have control over what they do and they say, so it flows a little better. So I'm glad that we are getting a lot more original footage, and let me just say, we have definitely been getting a lot more original footage. I mean, luckily, it's not just the first episode, because in the Neo Saban era, later on, they started doing these, all original footage in the premiere episodes to make sure the premiere episodes were enticing as possible, which, I mean, isn't necessarily a bad thing, but then they wouldn't really follow up through it, and they'd cram a ton of Sentai footage into the rest of the season. But it seems like here they're going all out, and they're really just pulling through even up to episode 3, which episode 3 is usually right when we get into, your average monster of the week, your sort of filler episodes. And it looks like we are getting into that even with this storyline, because it looks like the Rangers are situated now, and now Zoe wants to do something with her position, and that's fine. We're getting into the swing of things, but it looks like they're still throwing new things at us when it comes to, new footage. And this bike scene was pretty cool. I really liked it because it was different. It just wasn't exciting, or too exciting, if you know what I mean. But either way, I did enjoy it, and it's really cool, and I can't wait to see, Zoe grow in this episode as a character and really start helping out the Rangers. I mean, the first 2 episodes, they were introduced. Now they're finally going to start doing something, because Devin and Zoe were just kind of there, in the first 2 episodes. I liked them for sure. I said in my reviews that they had a ton of potential, and the only thing that really mattered is that they unlocked that potential, and they really went through with these characters. 3rd episode, they're already doing that, which is great. And I'm glad that we're starting off with Zoe, too, because she had the most ambition in the first couple of episodes, because she had been at Grid Battle Force for so long, and she had all of these different ideas, and she wanted to help out so much, but she couldn't. I mean, you would imagine, right when she becomes a Power Ranger, she'd try to put a lot of her ideas into motion. It makes sense. So this is, the first, Ranger-focused episode, or, solo Ranger-focused episode. It makes sense to go in and focus on Zoe first, and I'm glad that they're doing that. But hey, I have to say, I would also be very excited for a Ravi or Devin-focused episode as well. Weirdly enough, and I even feel like it's wrong anyways, is that Ravi seems to be my favorite Ranger right now, which doesn't make too much sense, because, and I'm not going to hate on anyone here, because I really don't want to. I think everybody's doing a great job, but I think, Ravi is the weakest in terms of acting, but he's still really good, but he's my favorite character. I just really like that character who's very, uptight, and he's ready to go. He was originally supposed to be a Power Ranger, unlike Devin and Zoe, and I really like that. I really think he has a lot of room to grow and sort of loosen up. He seems to be, very, strict right now. Not too strict like Sky Tate strict from SPD, nothing like that. But I do like that character, and it allows characters like that to grow a lot more throughout the season. Also, his relationship with Roxy was very interesting and very intriguing, because, really when you think about it, we don't have too many relationships or real relationships going on in Power Rangers. They're just not done well, because, it's a kids show, so they can't go, too far with it. But in one episode of Beast Morphers, they've done more than many other seasons with other romantic couples in Power Rangers. I mean, I applaud Hasbro as well as the actors who portrayed those characters very well. And that scene between, Ravi and Roxy in that locker room was really cool too. And I actually did feel a connection, which is weird because this is Power Rangers and relationships usually aren't done well. But I gotta say, bravo, and I really look forward to seeing more from Ravi, Devin, Zoe. I look forward to seeing more from everyone, to be honest. Applauding Hasbro and everybody who worked on the show once again. I mean, we're seeing a lot of Blaze, which is great, because we very well could have literally just seen a random monster, there trying to fight the Rangers, and then have this, chase ensue or something like that. But no, they chose Blaze, a character that's very intriguing, a character that we want to see more of, a character that has his own Ranger costume, or is his own Ranger, which is really cool. We don't get to see the costume here, unfortunately, but it's still really cool because I really do enjoy Blaze. I kind of wish, Roxy would have been in this situation, because we've barely seen any more from her. But looking at the synopsis for episode 4, it looks like it's going to be a Ravi and Roxy focused episode. I'll get into that synopsis in a later video, because we're like 9 minutes into this one. But still, I'm glad that we're, getting more time with Blaze, because that, particular Ranger or suit wasn't really used in Sentai all that much. It was barely used. And in the first 3 episodes of Beast Morphers, it looks like we're seeing a lot of Blaze. And personally, I love evil Rangers, and we do see them kind of often in Power Rangers, but how many evil Rangers in the show really stick around and are really reoccurring? I know we got like Mystic Force and maybe another one, but there's barely any seasons like that. Beast Morphers is going all out with this evil Ranger thing, which is great, because I kind of like an evil, counterpart to the Rangers. It's awesome. I know I'm rambling a little bit now, but before I go, I just want to say, this is crazy. I mean, how many Power Rangers seasons can you say that the entire cast all of the characters intrigued you. Now, I know we only have 3 Rangers right now, but even still, there's usually always that one weak link. I don't feel that here. I also really like Nate, and even Devin's dad, the mayor, which his character is fantastic. I know we only saw him in 1 episode, but the actor is really good. Commander Shaw, you guys probably know I kind of have a problem with right now. Even after episode 2, just comes off a little bit of plain and boring. But we still have the the relationship between her and Ravi, because she's Ravi's mother, and I mean she's the commander. We're gonna get more from her. I can't wait, but right now it just comes off a little bit bland. But really, everybody. Oh yeah, Blaze and Roxy, love them too. They're very intriguing. So almost everybody in the entire show intrigues me right now, which is something that I can't say for a lot of seasons. Even Commander Shaw, who I have some problems with right now, I have a feeling is going to get a lot better as time goes on. Hopefully episode 3 brings a lot of great moments between all of the Rangers, and we get to know everybody just a little bit better. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I hope you all did enjoy. Sorry if I rambled a little bit, but I'm just super excited for Beast Morphers, and episode 3 looks very good as well. But if you saw the sneak peek, tell me in the comments below what you think of it. Do you think this is going to be a good episode? Do you think it's going to be as good as episode 1 and 2? Any thoughts that you have, leave them in the comments below. And with that being said, everybody, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.